Super Group focuses on fleet management, supply chain logistics and car dealerships.
It also owns a substantial business in Australia, so we're going to have to find out how that's doing. But Rowan is a specialist expert on this one. But before we go to him, market cap
is 12.6 billion rand, price to earnings ratio 12.1, and there is no dividend yield. Let's look at the share price graph. That'll give you a sense of where this one has come from.
Had a great run over about 10 years. Gone a little bit off the boil, but I think that's, fair enough. Great runner.
Yeah. Rowan, as Paul says, you're the expert here.
Yeah, so they came out with results yesterday, so we can see how the markets reacted. Unfortunately, I think market underwhelmed. Their core HEPS up about 4%, so I think market was expecting for more. There has been quite a lot of, in the near term, acquisitive growth, some of which has been good actually, and they have moved quite a lot offshore. The in-time acquisition, which was European logistics, they do have a significant operation, 52% of SG Fleet, which is an Australian fleet management business. That's actually
how big a part of the business is that? So SG Fleet, you say they own 52% of it.
Yeah.
How much does it contribute to our listed entity?
And this is in the European space.
Yes, if we strip out the minorities, because they only own roughly half of it, it's roughly a third of the attributable earnings. So it's still significant. SG Fleet has been growing as well by acquisition, both in Australia and also in the UK, and the numbers have been very strong there. We saw a bit of a mixed bag from the South African operations. Actually, the core dealership business did particularly well. They also did an acquisition there of Sandown Motors, which is actually not based in Sandown.
I was going to say, it's got dealerships in Cape Town. That's very confusing.
Yeah, so somewhat of a regional diversification actually, and that was actually quite accretive, that acquisition, notwithstanding the difficult environment.
So you say that the market was underwhelmed in terms of the results.
Well, it's a company that's delivered long history now, many years of sequentially 30 to 40 type earnings increases. So I suppose there's always a bit of hype. Whatever they say, people are now wondering if this is a new lower growth environment, and they're drawing a link between that and the vehicle sales and concerns about government spending.
Can we put the share price graph up again, Rowan? I just want you to talk me through your strategy here. Your level of conviction, would you buy more at current levels?
Yeah, so if I look at it, and it's interesting, you can look at the sort of rump, because SG Fleet's actually listed in Australia, so you can look at their see-through sort of holding and deduct that from the South African market capitalization to get an idea of the rating of the local operations. Well, it includes the European stuff as well, but it's quite low actually at current levels. And so we think it shows more value. It's also, from our perspective, forward P of 11 is not that demanding. I think there will be earnings growth in the second half as they de-gear. They have geared up for the acquisitions, but that will start to be paid down. Their cash flows are still being good. So it's much more reasonable.
Just one quick question. The South African core business, is that mostly motor retail, or is it fleet management, or is it logistics?
It's basically those three.
Fairly evenly.
Yes, actually logistics is the biggest part. Fleet management used to be a bigger part, but they lost some key contracts, so that's shrunk. They've been growing the dealership, and it's been doing very well, so that's actually grown in prominence.
So let's call this one hot or not. Why I was pushing Rowan there is to, if we've got some cash lying around, maybe Super Group is an opportunity, hot or not?
Yeah, I'm still hot, so I think from here it can do better.
Hot or not?
I'm going to go not hot. I think the overall environment is not so great, and the earnings weren't so great either, so I think there's going to be a bit of a shifty shareholder base for a while.